Look, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy,
All right, you guys, next story up. So, DaBrat and Judy, they have found themselves in social media conversations this week, and maybe not the most favorable of conversations, because, okay, so we've been watching DaBrat and Judy. Okay, DaBrat, mama named her Shantae Harris, and Big Booty Judy, mama named her Jessica Dupart. Now, we've been watching them in their relationship. You guys remember they ended up getting together. Brat fell in love with Judy, so much so that DaBrat actually officially came out of the closet, although we all pretty much knew that she was gay, but this was when she was ready to live her life out loud. She seems to be very happy with Judy and vice versa. They got their show. We were able to see into their lives even more. If you watched the show, we knew that they were trying to get pregnant, and they had an IVF journey on the show because DaBrat wanted to carry, and then they were having issues, saying that she had some cysts and things. They needed to, I guess, correct some things before they were able to. But once they finally were a go, you know, they got their sperm donor, and they were pregnant, and they were successful in having DaBrat carry the baby because Jessica already has children. I think she may even have some health issues on her own, so they felt like it would be better if DaBrat carried this time. And, you know, since Brat doesn't have any kids, this would be her first time of experiencing motherhood and just the, you know, the whole thing of being pregnant and having that experience. So they wanted her to have it. She did finally get it. She is pregnant. She's got to be in her third trimester. I'm not quite sure exactly when she's due, but she's got a full belly there. They were having a conversation with an interviewer. And this is the reason why I say these podcasts and shit, they almost damn near as bad as being live, because people say things, you know, sometimes just in jest or just joking around, and then but social media don't receive it that way. And so they were in an interview recently, and DaBrat let us know that, you know, when they went to the I guess it's called the cryo bank. This is where the sperm donors, where the, you know, the sperm is held, the sperm and the egg, you know, for people that are doing this type of thing. And when they went to go look at their potential candidates for fatherhood, most of the people were not black. DaBrat said that the one black guy that was a part of their choices looked like Jiminy Cricket, and that she was not going to be having no baby with this man that looked like Jiminy Cricket. He was black. So they ended up picking a white donor. And as soon as I read that on social media, I was just like, oh, the optics on this is going to be so bad. So bad. Okay. You've got two black women who, you know, who are on this interview, and they're saying essentially that they didn't want the father of their child to be black. Okay. That is the way that people received it. And folks had a whole lot to say, including myself. I was just sort of like, this is interesting. Okay. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of IVF. I don't know how difficult it is. I don't know, you know, I don't know anything, but it just was interesting to me to hear that the choosings was so slim, the pickings was so slim that they could not find not one black person, you know, that fit the profile that they could, you know, have so that they could have a, you know, a healthy child. I just was just sort of like, I mean, I guess, do you for sure, but if you were going to do something like that, that is something that you and your partner have talked about. You guys have discussed what you guys need in your family. And that was really a conversation that you did not need to let us know. And I think that probably if DaBrat thought about it, she probably would not have said that. But that's what happens when you be on these podcasts and interviews and shit, and your guard be down, and then you just say shit. Okay? Because we can't do nothing about who your father, your child is. We ain't need to know none of that. We did not need to know. I guess they were trying to get ahead of it, because once they have this baby, you know, and if they are using Jessica's egg and this white man's sperm, you know, potentially that child could come out being very, very fair, you know. And I mean, you guys have seen some mixed babies look white, okay? So once we saw the baby, you know, everybody was gonna be like, what's going on here? So I guess they decided that they would let us know ahead of time, but that was not, we didn't need to know that. And if we did need to know it, it didn't need to be in a joking form that it came. All right. Because it's your child and y'all do what y'all want to do. But of course, when people hear that, people are just like, oh, so you just don't want no black daddy. You know, you just, you know, this is exactly how the black race is getting washed out, because everybody is in these mixed relationships and blah, 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 blah. I mean, people had so much to say. And it didn't look good. You know, the way that she said he looked like Jiminy Cricket. Girl, do you know that there's some parents that is smugly ugly? I'm talking about some ooga boogers for real, who put out some beautiful kids. And vice versa. You can have some beautiful parents who put out some kids and you'd be like, what the fuck is that? You got to be looking at them and be like, look at his shoes. He's so cute. You know, the shoes, you got to pick out something sweet on them, cute on them, you know. When they get to talking about shit that ain't on their person, then you know that damn baby ain't really the cutest. That doesn't guarantee, but what I'm saying is you guys can make that choice. If you didn't want to have the black man because he looked a certain way and all of that, why are you telling us that? Girl, we did not need to know that. So then, of course, the heat had gotten so hot that Jessica had to come out and she had to explain. And, you know, she was like, you know, I realize a lot of people are not well versed on this IVF thing, so they don't understand. You know, she said that, yes, DaBrat, that was an off-color joke. It was offensive. She shouldn't have said that. Okay. But she went on to explain that in the cryobank, there's no black donors, you know, so they already had slim pickings. And then when they chose, Jessica is a carrier for her chromosomes. Some of the things that she is a carrier for has to match up, you know, correctly with the man. And so once they did all of that, then that narrowed down their choices as well. And you know, I guess you could argue like, y'all didn't know a man that was willing to be the sperm donor for you, that you could have felt like I don't know. We don't know all the ins and outs of that. But that's why I was saying, when you got to come out and explain something and then the explanation be so involved and long, and you know, it's just sort of like you shouldn't even have said nothing at all, because now you got to be explaining this to everybody. Still, some people ain't gonna get it. You know, and now people in your business like that, now when your baby come out, you know how social media is. These people going to be calling the baby white. And I mean, because people are ignorant, you know. So it was just sort of like, you should have just kept that to yourself. Because look at Naomi Campbell. She had, her child is either white or mixed. We still haven't really seen the baby, but what we have seen of the baby is very, very, very fair. Okay, so I'm not even sure if she used, but Naomi went on about her business, right? She got a baby, and fuck y'all. She don't care what y'all say. Okay, she keeps the baby off of social media, except for the few times that we may have seen a little glimpse of part of the baby. We ain't seen the whole full baby. Okay, but yeah, I was just sort of like, girl, y'all should have just never said nothing. Just leave it alone, child, because now everybody gonna be saying something and having something to, you know, having an opinion and being rude, and it's clouding, you know, the beautiful time surrounding having this baby. You know, DaBrat seems to be very excited for having a baby. It's all new to her. You know, I was like trying to figure out why she was just feeling the baby kicking when she clearly looked like she was about 7 months pregnant. I was like, girl, you should have felt them kicks 3 months ago. I'm like, girl, you ain't felt no flutters or nothing? What you thought that was? Because I can tell you, I remember when the kids started kicking. And honey, it went from a little weird kind of like feeling like you got bubbles in your stomach to full blown like poltergeist, like, you know, alien pushing on your stomach. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, yeah, if I had anything to say, I would just say that y'all should have just kept that to yourselves. We ain't need to know that. Y'all, people need to tighten up on these interviews, okay? Folks do not need to know everything.
Taught me, but we too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy.
All right, you guys, next story up. So the Iyanla and the Ebony K. Williams interview. Now, I didn't watch the whole interview. I have no interest in watching the whole interview. I'm still not sure how I feel about Ebony Williams. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about her. I don't know how she was on Real Housewives. I just don't know. Like, I've tried to have more patience for her because I love Dustin, and I know that Dustin Ross is on her podcast with her. So I'm a supporter of Dustin, and I try to support what he supports, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know what to think about her. I don't have enough interaction with her. I don't really listen to their podcast. Not really, I don't. Okay. But this interview that she had with Iyanla, first of all, you got two very strong personalities, okay? And like I said, I didn't watch the whole interview, but the part that I have seen that's been circulating on social media is where Iyanla asked her if she would date a bus driver, and she said if he owned the bus driving company. And Iyanla went on to tell her that that was not correct because, you know, women, they put all this pressure and they beat down men who are trying to be out here making an honest, I mean, you guys already know what the argument is. People are trying to make an honest living. Just because you make more money or you own the businesses and all of that does not determine your character. Okay. And so what is he barking at? Blue, you stop all that barking. Hey, stop it. Sorry about that, you guys. Blue is barking his ass off. But, you know, basically saying that there are great people who don't make a lot of money and there are horrible people who are mega rich. Okay. And it's just, you shouldn't be determining the possible love of your life depending on what their income is. It's an age-old question. I mean, people have been discussing and arguing about this for a long time. People wanted to know how I felt about it, and I was like, the lady is free to date whoever the hell she want to date. I don't know why people got so upset with the fact that her, being where she is in her life, has decided that she just wants to date people that own companies. Okay, you know, you could argue the fact that you need to find somebody that's equally yoked as you. You know, she's a lawyer, she's on TV, she's got a popular podcast, she's well known, you know, maybe she feels like on her standards list, she couldn't date somebody that was below, you know, that was just the bus driver. Okay, you could argue that fact, or you could also argue, hey, this man makes an honest living. He is a great person. He caters to his woman. He loves her to death. He's trustworthy. You know where he is at night. He comes home to you. You guys spend wonderful time together. He makes you laugh. You know, those are the things that you should be thinking about when you are thinking about a mate long term. All right. So you could argue both sides, and both sides have very good arguments. I think that anybody who is dating or anybody who is looking for a partner, you know, if you know what you want, then that's what you need to go after. Now, the thing is, just because that's what you want don't mean that that's what you're going to get. And if you have these standards that are high like that, you know, it's fine. You might need to be more comfortable with being by yourself until you get to that person. Okay. And you also need to be comfortable with the fact that that person may not be the same race as you. Okay. If you fine with that, I'm not mad at it. Okay. Yeah, don't nobody want a nigga that's just sitting on the house, like Iyanla said, playing video games all day and not making an honest living. But, you know, I didn't see a problem with that. Some women definitely have a list that this is what they want, this is what they require, and they're not willing to back down. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And then there's some of us that just be like, fuck it, we in love. Give a damn, this nigga ain't got a penny to his name. You still live with his mama. No, I'm not saying that you need to be with that. But what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a person that is just an average worker, you know, $50,000 job, I mean, that might be good for some people. You know, but if they just have a regular job and just a regular life, and if you okay with that, even being the breadwinner as the woman, which is not a traditional role, you know, if you talking about traditional roles in America, you know, but if the woman is fine with it, or the man, it could be either way. I don't have a problem with it. You just may not find that person. Okay, and you would have to be fine with that. Or you might find them outside of your race, and you would have to be fine with that. Okay? I don't think that she deserved all of the backlash that she got, but I think that she has, the way that she expresses herself can be off-putting. Because she's very, very matter-of-fact and succinct, and just, you know, when she talks, you know, she's very clear and crisp on the way that she is, and that can rub some people the wrong way. And you guys saw what she said when she was talking about how people are just okay with mediocrity. Again, that's an opinion. Like assholes, we all have it, okay? So if she feels like there are people who just are mediocre, that don't own the bus, you know, it's a double-edged sword. She ain't gonna win either way. People gonna be mad either way of what she said, but that's how she feel, and that's how she feel, child. I know I've been talking about that for a long time, trying to explain how I felt about it. But yeah, I'm not, y'all get off that lady back. I just saw DJ Envy. She was on Breakfast Club, and that damn DJ Envy was going off, and you know why DJ Envy got on my nerves is because I feel like he's using this to make himself look better when he calls himself reprimanding Ebony K. Williams. If you haven't seen it, you'll have to go back and watch the video. But he's going off on her and saying how she hurt a lot of people from what she said. Like, she may have upset some people, but the way that he was just so passionate about what he was saying and arguing with her and all that, I just felt like he did that more so that he can get the brownie points. Okay? Because if you've listened to Envy any length of time over the years, you know that nigga give a fuck about what folks think. All right, so and that felt like a ganging up. She was on there, she was trying to talk, he wouldn't let her talk, and all of that. Yeah, I wasn't buying the Envy was just so concerned for the people that was hurt, the women that were hurt out there, and the black men that work hard and all of that. I mean, yeah, Envy just gets on my nerves. So, but, you guys will have to let me know what you think about that. I hope people are realizing, understanding what I'm saying. Like, I let the girl like who she like. Let her like who she like, love who she love. Find the owner of the damn bus company, and if, let her do her. Okay, y'all quit worrying about it. Quit trying to change this lady mind. Sis know what she want. Just have to see if that's what she ends up getting. That's all.
The streets that taught me, I'm just trying to get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8.
All right, you guys, next story up. So Trey Songz, mama named him Tremaine Neverson. Child, we talk about Trey every now and again and his anger issues. Okay, he's had multiple lawsuits that have been brought upon him for, choking out women, beating them up, some sexually assaults that people have claimed that he's done. I mean, he stays in it. We remember when he went off when he was on stage and tore up the whole fucking stage, busted out the damn drums and knocked over the wiring for the damn mics and all of that shit that he had did and threw shit around, remember? So we know that he has an anger problem. Okay. This lawsuit was a woman accusing him of choking her out in a bowling alley in the bathroom. There was some sort of confrontation, and that he must have choked her out, hit her, and all this. Also hit another man. So there was charges that were brought upon him because of that. Well, he has decided to take a plea deal, you guys. He pled guilty to one disorderly conduct charge in connection to the assault at the bowling alley. Okay, the prosecutors agreed to drop the other 10 charges against him, which included harassment. And they also expect him to complete 12 anger management classes. They say that he's already in anger management. Okay, so he already realized, I don't know if his lawyer made him realize it or not, but whoever made him realize it, he knows that he got a problem and he's in class. So yeah, that is one less legal worry that he has. I'm not sure if he has any other lawsuits in place right now. Child, they come so many of them. You know, then they drop them because they end up settling, or the time run out, or something happens. So I don't know, but in this case, we've come to a plea deal, and that case is done.
I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late.
All right, you guys, next story up. Jackson Mahoney. So I was Mahomes, or is it Mahomes? Mahomes. I was like, I know that name. He's a football player, right? So I go and look it up, and I was like, oh, he's the brother of the football player that was in the Super Bowl. Did they win? I think they were the Super Bowl champions. Patrick is the brother of Jackson. Okay, Patrick is the football player. Jackson is, well, he fancies himself a social media influencer. Okay, he is 22 years old, and he was recently arrested on sexual battery charges. He was booked at Johnson County Detention Center on $100,000 bond. He posted that yesterday, which was Wednesday, so he is out. But there are 3 sexual battery charges that each allege that he touched the accuser, who was identified by her initials, I don't know what the name is, without her consent, with the intent to arouse or satisfy his or another's sexual desires, in which the victim was overcome by force or fear. Okay, so that shit damn near sounds like he raped her. Okay, forced himself on her. At least that's what she is alleging. And so he was arrested on sexual battery charges, you guys. I've been hearing a lot about this Jackson guy. Okay, is he a troublemaker? The battery charges allege that Mahomes came into physical contact with another victim in a rude, insulting, or angry manner. Okay, and as conditions of his bond, he is not to use alcohol or firearms. He is also not to use illegal drugs or controlled substances, and must submit to testing when directed. He is also allowed not to contact. He is also told not to contact victims or go to their homes or place of employment. So yeah, Jackson has been out there terrorizing the women. Child, I feel like I've heard this Jackson name so much, I feel like I almost hear his name more than I hear the damn brother's name. That's actually the football player, the Super Bowl champion. But hey, listen, we don't have patience for people like this. If he out here sexually harassing, abusing, raping, forcing himself on them, being rude, and whatever he's doing, if he's guilty, child, lock him up. We have no patience for men or women that do those things. Okay, so next story.
From broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Dollar bill. Listen close.
Next story, you guys. Congratulations are in order to the new inductees that will be going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. Congratulations to Shaka Khan, George Michael, Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Rage Against the Machine, Willie Nelson, The Spinners, and our girl Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. Okay, very, 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 very happy for them. Super happy for Missy. You guys know that she's just one of my people that I truly, truly love. I'm proud of the fact that she is going to be the first woman or rapper that is inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm just happy for her. I feel like Missy worked hard, and even though people do know who she is, I still don't know if I feel like Missy gets all of her flowers. I mean, I feel like she's starting to now, but there was definitely a time where people was sleeping on Missy. Okay, sleeping on Missy, honey. And Missy is just, she's just that girl. And so, yeah, she will be inducted. DJ Kool Herc and Link Ray will be inducted in the Musical Influence Award category. Shaka Khan, Al Cooper, and Bernie Taupin, I guess that's how you say his last name, will be inducted as Musical Excellence Award recipients. And Don Cornelius will receive the Ahmet Ertegun Award. All right, now the ceremony is going to take place on November 3rd. It's going to be at the Barclays Center, and good for all of them. This is the first time that really literally I know who all of those inductees are. Know all of their music. Well, I don't know all of their music, but I know something from each one of those people that's inductees, which doesn't always happen. So I'm glad to know that I know who all these folks are. Congratulations to all of them, all of their hard work, all of their dedication in the music community, you know, that has gotten them to this place. Okay, you work hard and then you're awarded for it at the end. I mean, who can be, you know, who can ask for something better? So congratulations to the inductees. And I'm sure we'll be talking about this again in November.
The drill, cause hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction.
MochaFest. I don't know what's going on. One of the Roxstars was in my DMs and was asking if I saw DJ Fun Size, also known as Quick, DJ Quick, okay, or sorry, DJ Quick Silva, who is, you know, from the show Love and Marriage DC. They were asking me if I saw him in the background of what was going on at MochaFest in Houston. Was that last weekend or the weekend before? And I didn't even know anything about MochaFest. I was like, what is that? And she was like, oh, child, it was a party, a pool party that they had in Houston, but it looked like it was a swingers event. It's people up there giving face in the place. And I said, what? Nigga, let me get on Twitter and see what the fuck's going on. So, of course, in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, it's nighttime. You know, people probably just doing the most. You know, you've been drinking on drunk all day and you just caught up. But no, that's not what it was. This was a daytime pool party. And there was a lot of people there. And on the videos that I saw, there were women. I felt so bad for these women because I was just like, I don't really know if they are really drunk or really high, if they own something. Do they even realize that they are being recorded and this is going to be on site? I mean, you would have to be a fool to know that you won't end up on social media when you do shit like that now, okay? And them girls never looked like they didn't never look up at the camera and be embarrassed or nothing. So I mean, they was fine with it, but they had men that they did not know pulling their bathing suit to the side and full-blown face in the place, middle of the day. People standing over them, watching, taking video and all this. Now, if it's true and if it is a swingers event, then, I mean, I guess that's why it would make sense that these people are, you know, freely doing this. Yet and still, even if I was freely doing that and, you know, wanted to do it and was aware of what I was doing, I still don't want that shit on social media. Like, there's a time and a place for everything, okay? Bitch, when we in Rome, we do is what the Romans do. But nigga, when we was at the pool party, I am not really sure if this is the place that you need to be doing something like this. Like, what is going on? Oh, and that one guy, I mean, he was really into it, and the girl was just smiling. And I mean, y'all know Rocky, I can appreciate a good face in the place. I definitely can. But what I'm saying is, girl, we all looking at your face. Even if you was a swinger. Is that something you wanted the general population to know? Like your family, your nieces and nephews, if you ain't kids, if you got your own kids. Like, you out here like this? No, that's not the image that I would imagine anybody would want of themselves out there, unless they're a porn star and they just truly don't care. But some tell me them girls wasn't porn stars. But yeah, y'all motherfuckers is nasty, nasty. I never did look long enough to see if I saw DJ Fun Size back there in the background anywhere. But I mean, I can imagine he probably was there because he may have been hired on to DJ. Now, when I looked up MochaFest, because I was like, now, is this truly a damn swingers event? And this is what it says on the website. It says, MochaFest is an Afro-American or Afro-Caribbean destination festival brand that promotes freedom of self and expression. Well, honey, if we ain't got that day, I know something. It said, MochaFest is without doubt one of the most liberating, unique vacation and party experiences in the entire world. That is why thousands of party lovers flock to Negril, Jamaica. Now, that's the next one that's coming up. Negril, Jamaica, each year to spend 5 days enjoying a series of the best drink-inclusive beach parties, top-class hip-hop and Caribbean entertainment, and the company of some of the most amazing, beautiful, and free-spirited adults you'll find anywhere on the planet. Now, nigga, if we was reading in between the lines, that sounds like a swingers event to me. I mean, you can flower up them words all you want, but yeah, that does sound like a swingers event. So, I mean, if that's what you do, and if you're a part of a swinging group, then that's fine. What I'm saying, though, is I hate that those videos got out, because that is a bad look. It's nasty, first of all. Is not healthy, secondly, because are we testing everybody that shows up at this? Is this like hedonism? Like, when you go there, you know, you've heard stories about what goes on at hedonism. Like, do we know for a fact that these motherfuckers ain't got something just in case I decide to go on and swing with them that day? Like, it's a whole bunch of other things that need to be worked out first. Just picking out niggas at random and letting them go down on you, child. I don't know about, I don't know when that ever is gonna be okay. It just looked like the den of iniquity too, child. Everybody was just smiling and dancing hard and drinking and all. I said, oh, it just smelled like sin, filth, flarn, filth. You guys ever been to like a nude beach, or, well, I wouldn't even say a nude beach, but have you ever been to like a swingers thing or hedonism? If you've actually been there and spent, like, I remember one time when I was getting my lashes done and the girl was telling me that she had a client that had gone, her and her husband had gone for a week, and how way out it was. And I just was like, now, I ain't no prude, you know. I think I could go to hedonism. I think I could go. Do you guys think that you guys could go? But I ain't trying to get caught on nobody's camera, see? We ain't trying to do that, and I don't want nobody that I don't know touching me. So that would be the issue with hedonism. I guess if you could figure out that you could still be there and folks can look at you, but you can't do it with them, and then maybe that's where I would, you know, that's more my speed. But child, y'all have to let me know if you could do something like that, because I don't, child, the videos. It's the videos that's the problem. Child, somebody go get Tamika and Eloquenda and sit them down and let them know that if you're going to be doing shit like that at the damn party, please make sure that you ain't caught on video.
That's what nipples lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, green to go even when it's
slow. You guys know that they are making the new Bad Boys. This is going to be the fourth take spinoff from the original movie with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. And you guys know that in the movie, Teresa Randall has always played Martin Lawrence's wife. Well, now that they are filming the fourth installment, we have found out that Teresa Randall is not going to be playing the role that she has been playing for the past three movies, and now it will be Tasha Smith, okay, who kind of, you know, she don't look like Teresa Randall, but, you know, she's along around. It's not going to be that far of a stretch. It's not going to be like when they got a different Aunt Viv. Remember when the new Aunt Viv came? It was like, y'all got somebody completely opposite of the original Aunt Viv. No, this one, you know, this switch off here is makes a little bit more sense. But, yeah, Teresa Randall will not be reprising the role. And some are saying that well, there's a video that is circulating of her that she does not look good. She is in a wheelchair. Some people are saying that she is on drugs. I can't really tell if she's on drugs or not. She definitely does not look well. So she could very easily be ill, and somebody just recorded her unbeknownst to her, knowing that they, not knowing that she was going to end up on social media. This is the sad part of social media, when people expose you or when people embarrass you, just like that basketball player who has the drug problems that every now and then a video surfaces of him, or Maya Campbell is another one where video surfaces of her who has mental issues, also has some addiction issues. Those videos be really sad. And so now we see Teresa Randall in the video. She's not doing anything crazy in the video. She just doesn't look like how we are used to her looking. I will say that when I saw her in the Bad Boys, the third part, I felt like then that something was wrong. Now, she didn't really have much. She don't really ever say much in the movies. It's always, Marcus, no, Marcus, Marcus, answer the phone. It don't be no extensive whole bunch that she does anyway. But that last movie, she just did not seem, she seemed almost like she might have been ill then. I remember thinking, gosh, she looks like, she didn't look sickly, but something just didn't seem 100% right even then. We like Teresa Randall. She is a great actress, and she was well known at one time, and then she just faded off because of whatever the issues are. But it was sad to see that she's not doing well, whatever the problem is. So we'll keep Teresa in our prayers. In the meantime, we will have Tasha Smith, who's best known for her role in Why Did I Get Married? She was the loud and obnoxious wife to Michael J. What's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. And she kind of always plays a loud mouth type of character, so it'll be interesting to see how she does, if she's able to kowtow as she'll be fine. She'll do fine. But yeah, sad for Teresa, but good for Tasha.
How your heights to balance out the lows. Can't ride the wave because you ain't got a boat. All you only need to know, basis.
All right, you guys, next story up. Congratulations are in order to Miss Candy Barres Tucker. You guys remember she told us that she wanted to be an EGOT member. That is when you have an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. Okay, that's where the EGOT comes from. And we know that Candy does have Grammy awards, so the G is already in place. Now we find out that she has an Emmy nomination and a Tony nomination. Now the Tony nomination, you guys are probably not surprised to hear, she was a producer. She was part of the production team for The Piano Lesson. It's an August Wilson play that they had revived on Broadway. And she and Todd were both a part of the production team there. And so they were nominated for a Tony. Okay. And then the Emmy, no, it is not for The Shy or anything else that she has done, any of the movies that we have seen her in, but actually it is for historic, cultural, politics, government, societal concerns category for her work in La Música de la Familia. She said that this was a project that she didn't even let people know that she was a part of. I don't know exactly what she was a part of when it came to that project, but because she was a part of it, she also was nominated for an Emmy. Okay, so now if potentially she did win those awards, she would have her E, she would have her G, and she would have her T, which would only leave the O for the Oscar. All right. And, there's many ways to skin a cat on getting things done. Now, if she was to maybe possibly a way that she could be nominated for an Oscar soon, they say that The Piano Lesson is going to be adapted into a film, I think for a streaming service. And if she is a part of the production team that brings that film to the screen, then that will qualify Netflix, because it's for Netflix. That will qualify them. They could apply for Oscar consideration, and if she potentially did win that, then she would have her O. So she would have her EGOT. Right now, we just got the G. Okay, potential E and a T coming, and then a O, you know, maybe later on down the line if she is a part of that piano lesson that gets adapted. Now, we know that they did the adaptation of Fences. Remember, with Denzel and Viola Davis, they were also on the Broadway. I don't know if Denzel was, but I know Viola was. Denzel may or may not, don't quote me. But when they adapted that movie, that play into a movie, then you guys remember how well it did. They were nominated for Oscars. And I think Viola Davis won for her role in Fences. So that's why I'm saying that she could possibly not be nominated if they do adapt that one, and it does as well as Fences did. Now, Fences, to me, the movie, you could tell that it was a play. It still reminded me of a play, even in that movie setting. And that part of it made it kind of strange for me, actually. So it'll be interesting to see how they did Piano Lesson, how it is adapted, if it feels more like a movie and not necessarily like a play. The play did very well on Broadway. They say it was the highest grossing revival of a play, or what is that, how the word is? Whatever the word is. It's the highest grossing revival of a play. Yeah, so that's, you know, that did very well on Broadway. So maybe it will do the same in film. At any rate, congratulations to Candy, because, honey, Candy, if there's a bag to be got, she's going to get to it. Highly accomplished, very proud of Candy and Todd. Good for them both. Congratulations.
Moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, I'm just trying to get my nigga back. We came from sex.
You guys, that is it. Now I didn't wet my hair and I didn't put no product on it. So these are the curls this without the product. That is cute, ain't it? The curls, they just so coily. Child, this curly hair got me in a chokehold, child. I cannot let it go. I can't let it go. It's so easy. I love it. Anyway, let me get on off of here, you guys. We do this every single week. So make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.